wake that ass up.
Early in the morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Morning,
Sound like
everybody.
you've been spayed and neutered.
It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the God. We are the Breakfast Club. Let's get in some front page news. Now, last night, if you follow the 2024 NBA Cup, the Milwaukee Bucks won last night. They beat OKC 97-81. Now, Giannis was the MVP. He finished with 26 points, 19 rebounds, and 10 assists. So, salute to the Milwaukee Bucks. All right. Morning, Morgan.
Good morning, Envy, Charlamagne, and Jess Hilarious. Y'all feeling all right?
Yes, ma'am.
Less black and highly favored.
All right, I love to hear it. So breaking news out of the nation's capital, Washington, D.C., former D.C. drug kingpin Rayful Edmond has died at the age of 60. Now, he was released from prison over the summer after serving over 30 years behind bars. And yesterday, he died in a halfway house in Nashville. Now, Edmond was given a life sentence in 1990 at the age of 24 after being convicted on drug charges and has been identified as the person who introduced crack cocaine to the district. Now, there is no word or on his cause of death as of yet. So we'll.
I saw people say it was a heart attack. It wasn't a heart attack?
I do not have official word as of yet.
Got you.
Yeah, but I will continue to keep you guys posted on that, and I'll take a look because you know how things develop. More news coming out about the deadly shooting in Madison, Wisconsin. Authorities say the motive of the 15-year-old girl has a combination of factors, although Madison Police Chief Sean Barnes, he's not yet ready to reveal those factors while the investigation continues. Now, a teacher, a student at the Abundant Life Christian School were killed, and it appears the student shooter then turned the gun on herself, and killed herself. He also says investigators are looking at an online document that may be connected to the shooter, and he further described the aftermath of the situation. Let's hear more from Madison Police Chief Sean Barnes.
We're looking into her online activity. We're asking anyone who knew her or who may have insights into her feelings leading up to yesterday to please contact the Madison Area Crime Stoppers. At this time, we cannot verify its authenticity. We have detectives working today to determine where this document originated and who actually shared it online. The past 24 hours have been a flurry of emotion, sadness, anger, disappointment, grief for the Madison community.
Yeah, so Police Chief Barnes, he went on to say that everyone was targeted and there was no specific target in that incident. Now, investigators said the girl's family is fully cooperating and they have searched her home. 2 people remain in critical condition with what is said to be life-threatening injuries in regards to that incident.
Horrible.
Yeah, absolutely terrible. Let's talk really quickly about Luigi Mangione. He is being indicted officially for the killing of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson. Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg announced the grand jury indictment on Tuesday. Now, Bragg also talked about the charges included in the indictment and in addition to the timeline of the crime. Let's hear more from Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg.
This was a frightening, well-planned, targeted murder that was intended to cause shock, inattention, and intimidation. They include 1 count of murder in the first degree as a killing in furtherance of terrorism, 2 counts of murder in the second degree, 1 charging that the killing was done as an act of terrorism, and the second pertaining to the fact that the killing was intentional. For nearly an hour, we allege the defendant waited in the area near the Hilton Hotel, waiting for Mr. Thompson to appear.
Yes, so Mangione is still in custody in Pennsylvania after being arrested at a McDonald's on December 9th.
As he should be.
You're right. He, of course, is accused of fatally shooting the New York Thompson on a New York City sidewalk on December 4th. He faces 20 years to life in prison if convicted of first-degree murder. The indictment also includes a dozen charges, including first- and second-degree murder, as well as several weapons charges. Now, he is scheduled to have a preliminary hearing take place next Monday, but I believe that has been moved up to this Thursday, tomorrow, upon request of parties involved. Now, that hearing will be held at the Blair County Courthouse in Hollidaysburg, Pennsylvania. And this comes as a Manhattan grand jury, of course, recently indicted him. And Governor Kathy Hochul is like trying to issue that warrant to extradite him from Pennsylvania back to New York.
Well, he should be indicted. He should go to jail for the rest of his life. Brian Thompson is dead. His kids will grow up without a father, and the healthcare system hasn't changed. And this is not a precedent that you want to start. And I see idiots say we don't care about corporate interests. This has nothing to do with corporate interests. This has to do with humanity. And yes, we wish these CEOs of these major companies thought about people's humanity, but they don't. And personally, if I don't want something to happen to me or people I love, I don't celebrate that something when it happens to others.
Two wrongs don't make a right. That's what he's saying. Or, right? That's what you're saying?
I don't know if I'm saying that. I'm just saying that personally, if I don't want something to happen to me or people I love, I don't celebrate that something when it happens to other people. It's quite simple for me.
All right. Well, that is front page news. Thank you, Morgan. We'll see you next hour.
Wake that ass up.
Early in the morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Let's get in some front page news. Now, let's start off with some quick sports. The Milwaukee Bucks won the 2024 NBA Cup last night. They won 97-81. They beat the OKC. Now, Giannis had 26 points, 19 rebounds, and 10 assists. So, congratulations to the Milwaukee Bucks. Good morning, Morgan.
Good morning, Envy, Charlamagne, and Jess, and happy Wednesday to y'all.
Peace,
Thank
Morgan.
you, girl.
Oh, man, you guys, sheesh, where's the energy? Okay, anyways, President-elect Donald Trump, he is considering intervening in Congress's potential ban on TikTok. How important is TikTok to you guys? Under federal law, TikTok must cut ties with its Chinese parent company by mid-January. I believe the date is January 19th, right before inauguration, or be banned in the United States. Now, this comes as TikTok is asking the Supreme Court to block a law that could ban the video app, the law which requires it to be sold or shut down. Again, goes in effect on January 19th. Now, TikTok on Monday petitioned the High Court to stop the law, arguing it violates the company's First Amendment free speech rights. The company has, or the app has around 170 million users in the U.S. Now, Trump spoke to the media on Monday from his Mar-a-Lago estate in Palm Beach, Florida. And here's what he had to say about the TikTok ban and what he may do when he's in office.
We'll take a look at TikTok. You know, I have a warm spot in my heart for TikTok because I won youth by 34 points. And there are those that say that TikTok had something to do with that. Now, Joe Rogan did, and some of the other people that were recommended by my son Barron, he knew names. I said, who is that? Tell me, who's that? Dad, you gotta be kidding. I can't believe you don't know. And I did those interviews, and it was actually sort of cute, if you want to know the truth, but we did them. And that had an impact, but TikTok had an impact, and so we're taking a look at it.
So any thoughts on that? You guys, is it TikTok that important to you guys, people you know? What do you think about this ban?
I mean, it's important to my son, but it's not important to me. That's not one of my heavily engaging social medias. You know, I know it's going to affect a bunch of kids, though, a bunch of kids. And, you know, influencers, you know, who make a lot of money. TikTok makes you more money than Instagram. You know what I'm saying? So I know
like you said, it doesn't affect me, but my kids, my daughters are on there because like they have like a little dance group where they do dances and they follow, and it's short, so they watch it on TikTok. Right. So they watch those dance groups and hashtag dance and all that. So it'll affect them. But I love one thing Donald Trump says. You can really tell that Donald Trump listened to the younger people around him.
He listened to his son.
He listened to his son. Didn't know what his son was talking about, but was like, yo, you know what? I'm going to trust my son. I don't know who this dude is, but if my son goes this way, and it helped him.
Well, they don't have to ban it. They don't got to ban it. Just sell it to somebody American. Like Frank McCourt and Project Liberty want to buy it. So, I mean, like, don't ban it. Just sell it to somebody American.
Yeah, there's a bunch of people want to buy it, I see.
Yeah.
All right, well, during that same presser, President-elect Trump says Mexico and Canada are on notice over the border crisis. Now, he criticized the Biden administration over reports it's auctioning off pieces of the border wall. Let's hear more from Trump on the border.
And what they're doing is really an act. It's almost a criminal act. They know we're going to use it, and if we don't have it, we're going to have to rebuild it.
Yeah, so he touched on, of course, the border wall. He touched on several other subjects. He said he spoke to Israeli leader Benjamin Netanyahu, who once again promised all hell would break loose if Hamas doesn't release the hostages before he takes office. Trump said he's a big believer in the polio vaccine, also speaking to reports that Health and Human Services nominee Robert F. Kennedy wants to revoke its approval. So Trump is, I guess, he's gearing up for the job. In other news, in New York, a city judge is denying Mayor Eric Adams his attempt to dismiss one of the federal corruption charges he faces. Manhattan Federal Court Judge Dale Ho is disagreeing with Adams' claim regarding the bribery count. Now, Adams' lawyer had argued that the allegation doesn't meet the legal standard for bribery. Adams pleaded not guilty in September to an indictment accusing him of taking legal campaign money and bribes. Like airline perks from the Turkish government. Meanwhile, on Monday, President-elect Donald Trump again said he would consider or look at pardoning Adams, downplaying the travel upgrades and adding that Adams was treated unfairly. Now, New York City Mayor Adams, he's also considering using executive order to override the city's sanctuary city laws in order to address criminal migrants. Let's hear from Mayor Eric Adams regarding dangerous migrants.
Many dangerous gangs are in our city. ICE would like to go after them. We should be coordinating to go after dangerous people.
Of course, Adams met with Trump's incoming border czar last week, and he talked about how to go after violent migrant offenders. Now, critics have argued that Adams, of course, he's doing all of this surrounding his federal corruption charges, of course, trying to gain favor with Trump and his incoming administration.
Yeah, it's amazing to me how those elected officials are a year too late on that rhetoric, though. People in those neighborhoods was saying those things a year ago. They was telling you about the gangs in those neighborhoods a year ago, and they was dismissing those folks and saying those folks was spreading MAGA messaging. Right. But if they literally would have just listened to the people in the community a year ago and listened to what the people were saying, and they would have realized these people aren't anti-immigrant. They just want their communities to be safe. It's just that simple.
Well, let's switch gears really quickly to Virginia. A principal of a high school is apologizing after a teacher passed around a piece of raw cotton. I want to hear you guys' thoughts on this. Raw cotton during an advanced history lesson on the invention of the cotton gin. Now, Pastor Michelle Thomas, president of Loudoun County NAACP, says she received a complaint about the lesson at Riverside High School. Let's hear more from Pastor Michelle Thomas from the NAACP.
Black students were extremely embarrassed and humiliated. In some sections of the class, we had students that were actually laughing and making jokes.
So in a letter to parents, the school's principal said administrators, teachers, and counselors will work together to support the students involved and promise to be better prepared in the future. The school district says the teacher should have realized the subject was sensitive for some students. It adds that its policies require that parents be notified before controversial topics are discussed in the classroom. But in this case, that did not happen. Passing a piece of cotton around, is that wrong? What you guys think?
I need more context. That don't sound right.
They say black people was only black people would touch the cotton. They just pass cotton and say this is where it came from, right?
Mm-hmm. By the way, American history is controversial, so I need to get permission from parents to talk about history.
To pass out.
Well, when you start to think about some of the schools, where some subject matters are starting to be banned.
Well,
and,
I do
especially
understand
with the
because
racial undertones,
but they're not being banned because black people want them banned. They're being banned because these white folks don't be wanting real history taught about America.
And the gag is sometimes those be the students that be the most uncomfortable. So, I mean,
I don't like Charlamagne said. I need more context. But if they're just passing around cotton to show what raw cotton is and how it was created from the cotton gin, I don't see nothing wrong with that.
I think that remember we reported stories. We had stories about projects where white teachers are making black students be like slaves and stuff like that for plays and stuff like that. But this, no, I don't think it's.
This is not so much a problem. And I think it actually, to add context, if you ever held a piece of cotton, that further gives you context of what, maybe slaves went through. Because
if you said the teacher was under fire because she had students picking raw cotton during the history lesson, that would be different.
That's what I'm saying.
But just passing it around, touching it to talk about the invention of the cotton gin and slavery, right. I don't see the problem.
Yeah, that sounds crazy.
All right, Virginia, maybe y'all doing a little too much out there, but let's just wrap it up real quick with a nice green.
You know what, though? This is literally the most sensitive, insensitive generation ever.
Sensitive.
Because sensitive
And
and insensitive.
yeah.
Wow.
Because when it comes to something like United
I get
Healthcare
it.
CEO killing,
Yeah.
they'll be like, great, rebel against the machine. You know,
Yeah.
the healthcare system
Yeah.
sucks. People should get shot down in the street. But then, oh my God, you got us touching cotton.
Yep.
You're passing around rock cotton in the classroom.
Like
It's like,
yourself.
come on,
I couldn't
man.
agree more with that. Insensitive and sensitive. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, if I could wrap it up real quick with a nice green and gold Behold bow. This one is for the HBCU lovers. Michael Vick is planning to make a return to football. According to the Virginia Pilot, Vick has agreed to contract terms to become the new head coach of Norfolk State University. He replaces Dawson Odoms, who went 15-30 in 4 seasons with the Spartans. The 44-year-old joined the Kansas City Chiefs in 2017 as a training camp intern, but has otherwise never coached. A Virginia native, Vick was taken with the first pick in the 2001 NFL draft by the Atlanta Falcons. I believe he was the first black quarterback. 2006, he became the first quarterback in NFL history to run for 1,000 yards in a single season. He also spent time with the Philadelphia Eagles, New York Jets, and Pittsburgh Steelers. So this one's for yo NSU. Behold the green and the gold. Y'all got Mike Vick. That's gonna be dope.
Dope.
And,
Congratulations.
yeah. Say it again.
Dope. Congratulations to that brother.
Yeah, I'm happy for Vic.
All right, so yeah, that's your front page news. I'm Morgan Wood. Follow me on social at Morgan Media. And for more news coverage, follow at Black Information Network. Download the free iHeartRadio app and visit BINnews.com.
Wake that ass up.
Early in the morning.
The Breakfast Club.